This is question 8 for the Wassce August 2020. A market woman purchased a number of plates for 150 cedis. 4 of the plates got broken while transporting them to the shop. By selling the remaining plates at a profit of 1 cedi on each, she made a total profit of 6 cedis. How many plates did she purchase? Now, to solve the question, we let the number of plates that she bought be n, and with that we can calculate the cost of each plate by dividing the amount by the total number of plates she purchased. Then we're told that 4 of the plates got broken, so we are left with n minus 4. By selling the remaining plates at a profit of 1 cedi each on each, so it means that we need to add 1 cedi to the cost of each so that you can get a profit of 1 cedi. So the selling price will be 150 over n plus the 1 cedis. Then we're told that she made a profit of 6 cedis. But before that, we need to determine the revenue. If this is the selling price, the revenue will be multiplying the selling price by the number of items remaining now, which will be n minus 4 times 150 over n plus 1, which will give us this. So we know the total revenue is this. So to find the profit, we need to subtract the cost price of all the items, which is 150 from the revenue. That will give her the profit. When we do that, we are left with 6. We are supposed to get 6 because that is the total profit she made. So we equate this to the profit. Then now it has become an equation that we can expand and solve. So we multiply through by n to get 6n is equal to 150 plus n times n minus 4 minus 150n. Let us group like terms to get this. So I brought the 150 to this side to add to the 6n, so 150n plus 6n will give you 156n. Then we have this one, we expand it. This and this will give you negative 600. This and this will give you 150n. Then we are left with n times this will give you negative 4n. So the negative 4n and the 150n will give you the positive 146n. The n times n will give you the n squared. So we rewrite in standard quadratic equation form to get n squared minus 10n minus 600 is equal to 0. We just brought this one to this side. That will give you the negative 10n, and there will be 0 here, but I flip it. I swapped the size. The next thing we do now is to factor this. So we split the middle term. You know, negative 30 times 20 will give you negative 600, and when we add this we get negative 10. So we can factor. We collect factors further, collect n minus 30, and that will give you this. So by the zero product principle, you have n plus 20 equals 0, or n minus 30 is equal to 0. Therefore, we have n equal negative 20 or n equal 30. Since we are dealing with number of items bought, we discard the negative value. Therefore, she bought 30 plates. The B part, you have several ways you can do it. If 1 over 32 comma m comma 1 over 8 comma n and so on and so forth are in geometric progression into bracket GP, find the values of m and n. So the terms of a geometric progression are given by ar square, ar cube, ar exponent 4, and so on and so forth. So when we compare this to this, we have the first term a to be 1 over 32. Then we compare the third terms to 1 over 8 will be equal to ar square. We substitute the a into this to get 1 over 32 r square is equal to 1 over 8. So let's multiply both sides by 32 so that we get this. So r square will be equal to 4. We take plus or minus square root of both sides to get this. So r will be equal to plus or minus 2. The common ratio can either be positive or negative. So now we need to find the second term. M means second term. So the second term is AR. And that will give you 1 over 32 times plus or minus 2. We cancel 2 will go here 16 times. So the second term can either be 1 over 16 or negative 1 over 16. Then this is the fourth term, and that fourth term is given by n equal ar cube. That is, by comparison, n will be equal to ar cube. So we put the a and the r there. So the a is 1 over 32 and the r is plus or minus 2. So if you cube 2, you get negative 8, and if you cube the positive 2, you get positive 8. So you get plus or minus 8. The 8 will go into 32 how many times? 4. So that will give you plus or minus 1 over 4. So n is equal to either positive 1 over 4 or negative 1 over 4. You can write it like this, but you can split them if you want. The next thing we do is the question 10. The table shows the distribution of workers in a company. We have age 36 to 30, 26 to 30, 31 to 35, 36 to 40, 41 to 45, 46 to 50, 51 to 55, 56 to 60. Then we have the number of workers: 11, 24, 29, 15, 10, 9, and 2. Construct a cumulative frequency table and use it to draw a cumulative frequency curve. So to construct a cumulative frequency table, we subtract 0.5 from the upper class limit, from the lower class limit, and add 0.5 to the upper class limit, and that will give us this table. Then the next thing we do is this is the cumulative frequency table. Now we need the marks less than the we need the ages less than 25, the class boundaries, the lower class boundaries. So ages less than 25.5, 30.5, 35.5, up to 60.5. So we know that there are no workers who have age less than 25.5, so it will be 0. And those who have age less than 30.5 will be 11. So if this is 30.5, we have 11 people who have 11 workers who have ages less than 30.5, and so on and so on forth. So we keep adding the cumulative frequencies to get this, and the last one should be equal to the total here. So you can cross check. Let's cross check and see. 11 plus 24 plus 29 plus 15 plus 10 plus 9 plus 2, that will be 100. So it means the cumulative frequency is correct. So we are going to plot these two. We are going to plot the ages less than against the cumulative frequency. So when we do that, this is our graph. So we are using 2 centimeters to 10 units on the horizontal, on the vertical axis, and we are using the marks less than, the ages less than, on the horizontal axis. So we have this on the vertical axis and this on the horizontal axis. So what do? We need to plot these points. So let's go. 25.5 goes with 0 in that order. 30.5 goes with this 11. Then 40.5 goes with 35. 40.5 goes with 64. Yeah, 64. Then 50.5 goes with 80. 89. So 50.5 goes with 89. Then 55.5 goes with 98. So this is 98. Then 60.5 goes with 100. So that's the point that we have plotted. So the next thing is to draw a curve through all the points. So this is the cumulative frequency we are looking for. Now we need to calculate the B part. So we have this number of workers on the vertical axis and age less than on the horizontal axis. Always remember to label your axis. Use the curve to estimate the probability of selecting a worker whose age is not more than 45 years. Then number of workers who will retire if the retiring age is 50 years and above. So to do that, we need to, the first one said that probability of selecting a worker whose age is not more than 45 years. So we need to trace 45. Over here we have 2 centimeters is equal to 5 units. So we subtract this, we get 5. So it means that each of them is 0.5. So if this is 50.5, then 50. If this is 45.5, then 45 will be just right here, up to this point to meet the curve. Then we trace to the number of workers, because we are looking for a probability that a worker whose age is not more than 45 years. So it means all this. So from here to here, the person will lie within this, not more than. All these people are not more than, and they are how many? They are 78. So 78 out of 100. So I so the I will be probability of selecting a worker whose age is not more than 45. Probability that a worker, let me use X for it, X is less than or equal to 45 years will be equal to 78 out of the total. The cumulative frequency is the total, 78 out of 100, and that will be equal to 0.78. 0.78. Or 39 over 50. 39 over 50. Then the second one, number of workers who will retire if the retiring age is 50 years and above. So we're saying that each of them is 0.5, so 50 will be also right here. Good. We trace it to the vertical axis, and that will be here. So that will be around, this one, each of them is 1, so this will be 70, 85, 86, 87, 88. So 88, we need to subtract 100 from the 88 because all this here are going to retire. All this here, more than 50, going to retire, and that will correspond to 100 minus 88. So probability, the second part, probability that it's not probability, the number of workers who retire if the retiring age is 50 years will be 100 minus 88. So 12 people will retire if the retiring age is 50 years or more. Now let's move on to the next question. Question 6. Copy and complete the table of values for the relation y is equal to 7 cos x minus 3 sin x. So this is the table, and to complete this table, we just fix in the values. When x equal 30, y will be equal to 7 cos 30 minus 3 sin 30, and that will be equal to 4.6. Supposed to be 4.6. 4.6, not 4.5. Then when x equals 60, you're going to get y equal 7 cos 30 minus 3 sin 60, which will be 0.9. So I'm using one decimal place because of the one given here. Then when x equal 120, we are going to get negative 6.9, and when x equal 150, we get negative 7.6. So we complete the table to get this. This is a table, so it's supposed to be 4.6. So let's plot these points. We get our graph and plot the points. We're asked to use 30 degrees on the horizontal axis. So this is the x-axis and our y is here. You must always label your axis. Then we're also asked to use 2 centimeters is to 2 units on the horizontal axis. So we plot the points. So these are the points we plotted, and the next thing we do is to draw the curve through them. So we draw the curve through them to get this shape. So that is the B part of the question. Then the C part says that use the graph to solve the equations 7 cos x equal 3 sin x. So 7 cos x equal 3 sin x. What we are going to do is we rewrite this equation to look like the one whose graph we drew. So we subtract 3 sin x from both sides to get this. I just brought this one here and 0 is here, and I swap their positions to get this. Then we have y equals 7 cos x minus 3 sin x. We are comparing the equation given to us to the one whose graph we drawn. When we compare them, we realize that all the right hand side, they are the same. So it means the left hand side must also be the same. Hence we must have y to be equal to 0. It means that the solution to this equation using the graph will be where the graph meets the line y equals 0. And you know y equals 0 is the x-axis, so this point. So the graph meets over here, which is approximately x equals 67. You know, each of the boxes here will be 3 units. So we have 1, 2, 3 with some small gap. So that will be approximately 67 degrees. Then the second part says that we should use the graph to solve the equation 7 cos x equal 3.2 plus 3 sin x. So the same thing, we are going to rewrite the equation to look like the one whose graph we drawn. So 7 cos x equal 3.2 plus 3 sin x. We bring the 3 sin x here to subtract, and we swap their positions. So the fact that we got this, we must leave the 3.2 there. We got what we have graphed already. So we compare it now to the one we graphed. So since this and this are equal, this and this must also be equal. So it means that y is equal to 3.2. Where the graph meets y equal 3.2 will be the solution. The x value of that point will be the solution to this equation. So we draw the line y equal 3.2, and you know this point here, we have to trace it down. And when you trace it down, you see that we said that each box is about 3, so 3 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 12 plus 30